Hi Frinids, today I am going to review the book, Brainstorming on Zoom Hampers Creativity, by Brett Stetka. Creativity is a valuable and inexhaustible resource. In business and art, nothing equals the value of a new idea. Business-minded people often think there is no connection between the practical world of business and the playful, even frivolous, world of art. On the contrary, business and artistic innovation spring from the same source. Creativity is applicable to every facet of life and to every business regardless of the industry. Even if you don't have any artistic talent, creativity is still yours for the taking. Everyone can be creative, regardless of their profession. The essence of creativity is your drive to improve the status quo. And the more you work your creativity muscle, the more innovative ideas you will produce. Assuming there is no connection between business and art impedes individuals from accessing a valuable and inexhaustible resource. There's no roadmap for creativity, so you may incorrectly think it's beyond your control. Every business needs new ideas. They help you and your business adapt to change, respond to unmet demand, and set yourself apart from the competition. Yet people often think the process of formulating creative ideas is beyond their control. How can you work towards something, you might wonder, if you don't know what it is yet? Creativity consistently ranks as the most sought-after trait employers seek, but job hunters tend not to see themselves as creative. One of the most dangerous myths perpetuated for centuries is that creativity comes on its own, without any effort on our part, in a sudden flash of insight, or when some capricious Greek muse shows up unexpectedly to inspire. In ancient Greece, philosophers cited tension between two concepts of creativity. Tradition held that inspiration came from the gods, not people. The ancient Greek poet Homer opened his poem The Iliad by asking the muse of poetry to sing through him, because he believed the muses, gods of creativity, granted Homer his ideas. On the other hand, Homer clearly recognized that people could be creative, because he described his epic hero Odysseus, a mortal human, as a master of imagination and invention. Uncertainty about the source of new ideas may lead you to assume that you either possess creativity or you don't. Many erroneously believe only certain kinds of people are creative, or that you're born creative, or that inspiration strikes randomly. In truth, all humans have the capacity for creativity. You just have to choose to develop it. Artists paved the way in recognizing individuals' creative potential. Before the 14th century, society regarded intellectual work as collaborative. Individual artists, architects, scientists, and writers rarely took sole credit for inventions. That changed during the Renaissance in Italy, as powerful families began to commission spectacular artistic works to increase their prestige. The artists they hired made names for themselves as individuals, thus spawning the concept of the individual artist as creative genius. With the Italian Renaissance, which started in Florence, individual authorship and creativity blossomed in a prolific and impactful way. As technology outpaces human craftsmanship, the artist's role has been stripped down to its core value: creativity. Art today focuses primarily on the invention of new ideas. Creativity is building new points of view and new connections from existing information and ideas. New ideas don't appear out of the blue. They are new ways of looking at existing ideas or new associations between things you might think have no connection. 1. Aggregation. Aggregation means combining different things to make a whole that is more than the sum of its parts. 2. Consider concept stores that convey a unique brand based on a collection of products curated according to a specific taste. 3. Try combining several things that excite you and use storytelling to imagine the customer's experience using this product or service. 4. Cross-pollination. Cross-pollination combines ideas from different fields. 5. E-commerce, for example, has made an art of this, reaching out into every possible traditional sector and finding ways to disrupt it. 6. To consider how you can cross-pollinate, list your strengths. 7. Make a second list of areas where you'd like to develop more expertise. 7. How you can combine items from the first and second list. To me, creativity is the use of known or old information and ideas to produce something relevant and new. Creativity can take many other forms as well, such as contrasting opposites or collaboration. Even repetition can be creative when it draws focus to something novel and strengthens an aesthetic or a brand. Whatever form they take, novel ideas and innovations spring from careful observation and connecting dots that aren't obvious to all. Creativity is a series of actions, not a character trait. When you let go of prejudices and assumptions about how things must be done, as well as fear of uncertainty and risk, you gain access to new ideas. Artists embrace specific mental habits and practices that foster creativity. But you don't have to be an artist to adopt these habits and practices. Anyone can. Most of the contemporary artists I've worked with have daily routines and rituals that they follow religiously. Paradoxically, this structure keeps them unstuck and flowing creatively. Creativity isn't a goal-based activity. It's not an idle hobby or simple luck. Creativity is a series of actions at which you improve with repetition. Creativity requires discipline. When successful artists suffer creative blocks, they double down on their routines and work harder. In business, your creativity-producing routines and repeated actions often become core aspects of your brand image and story. Think, for instance, of fashion company Benetton's consistent use of intercultural imagery to advertise its clothing and emphasize the brand's inclusive values. Get in touch with yourself and let go of judgment. The crucial ingredient in creativity is you. Fundamentally, creativity is about reconnecting with yourself, and to do that, you must let go of your inner negative voices. Not all new ideas are good ideas, but you won't know which are good if you don't examine them all without bias. To unlock a creative mindset, foster your authenticity and empathy for others. Fight the impulse to dismiss your thoughts as foolish or unrealistic or your story as not worth sharing. Environments that allow people to be more open emotionally also nourish more innovative ideas. Your most creative ideas will spring from what inspires you and represents your personal experience, even experiences you regard as negative. Creativity requires openness and vulnerability. You may be frightened to take a chance on something you care about or to be honest about yourself, but facing and overcoming that fear is empowering. Don't dismiss unfamiliar points of view. Don't assume you know what people are going to say. Hear them out. Your authentic viewpoint and divergent points of view, coupled with your capacity for empathy, provide fertile ground for new ideas. Walt Disney's empathy for animals led him to develop his world-famous Mickey Mouse character, and his interest in bolstering family life guided the development of his films and theme parks. Assert your autonomy. When you find a new idea that excites you, don't let prevailing opinions in your field stop you from pursuing it. Disrupt the status quo. If creative visions don't seem impossible at first, then they aren't good enough visions. Cultivate your vision. Let the most undiluted, unrealistic version of an idea guide you when you aim to be more creative. Dream big at first and trust your ability to find your way to your goal as you go. List all the conditions you must satisfy to realize your vision. Start by focusing on 3 main ones, leaving the others for a later stage. Practice being present. Businesses rely on processes and systems, but developing creative ideas starts with mindfulness and openness of spirit. The most accurate way to predict the future is to be deeply connected to the present. You can practice being present and open to the inspiration of the moment in the following ways. 1. Carve out time in your day when you can be alone. Spend a moment in silence without your phone, screens, or people to distract you. 2. Bring yourself into the present moment without thoughts of the past or future. 3. These preoccupying thoughts narrow your focus. 4. Give yourself time to daydream. Embracing the mental freedom to follow your thoughts wherever they lead lets you tap into your subconscious. 5. Listen to music, doodle, or engage in play, for example, with computer games or board games with your friends and family. 6. Prompt your imagination with questions starting with, "What if?" 7. Practice automatic writing first thing in the morning, writing down whatever comes into your head. 8. Research shows that, unlike typing, taking notes with pen and paper stimulates multiple centers of the brain, promoting creative connections. 9. Develop your curiosity and become a problem finder. You may equate productivity with problem solving, but rushing to come up with one right answer can cause you to miss many possibilities. 10. Ask the same question 5 times and come up with 5 different answers. The answer may at first seem obvious, but if you repeat the question, you will look beyond the ready answer and deconstruct your assumptions. 11. This method helps you see solutions based on your business's underlying needs, which you would never have considered before. 12. Access your intuition. Your gut feelings can guide you to useful new ideas. 12. Instead of asking yes or no questions, ask open-ended questions and stay aware of the mental images or words that come to you. 13. Continue to be present, even if you feel frustrated. 13. If you feel resistance to your question, focus on that resistance and consider its source. 14. Over-reliance on rational thinking causes you to get stuck in repetitive habits. 15. Combining rational thinking with intuitive leaps yields the best results. Sixth sense plus common sense equals good decisions. Empty your mind of expectations to pick up on trends in your industry that others overlook. Don't force analysis of what you see. Note it down and give your mind time to find the connections. When you see many small signs pointing in the same direction, you know you're onto something. Get comfortable with uncertainty. You may find the most challenging aspect of creativity is accepting uncertainty. Society puts enormous pressure on people to be perfect, and thus you may regard any failure as a critique of your worth. Naturally, you then want to play it safe and stick to the established playbook. But perfection is an illusion. If you adhere to established formulas to develop ideas, you risk shutting down potentially innovative trains of thought. Creative people see failure as a sign they are on the right path, pushing boundaries and trying something new. Cultivating a healthier attitude towards failure and criticism helps you get comfortable with uncertainty. Criticism can be useful, but take it with a grain of salt. Evaluate the source of any criticism. Instead of giving up, apply criticism constructively to modify your approach. When you accept the idea that there is improvisation in business, you become a leader in charge, not a leader in control. The risks you take need not be all or nothing. Greater preparation will ease your uncertainty about taking a chance. Take calculated risks when the cost of failure is bearable. Define your vision and build a stable foundation based on a solid plan and knowledge of your business to give yourself greater freedom to improvise. Improvising lets you respond to unexpected opportunities and challenges quickly, so you can powerfully leverage your creative thinking before the moment passes. Ultimately, your comfort with risk will help you recognize when the situation is telling you it's time to pivot your business. If you keep coming up against the same problem, stop trying to solve it and tackle something different. You don't need to be radical. Keep the core of your vision in mind and stand on what you've built when deciding your next step. Take one risk today. What's the worst that could happen? If you name the worst outcome aloud, overcoming the fear is much easier. You may experience the temptation to fall back on accepted ways of doing things because they offer reassurance and certainty, but without risk, there is no growth. Takeaways. 1. Creativity is a valuable and inexhaustible resource. 2. There's no roadmap for creativity, so you may incorrectly think it's beyond your control. 3. Artists paved the way in recognizing individuals' creative potential. 4. Creativity is building new points of view and new connections from existing information and ideas. 5. Creativity is a series of actions, not a character trait. 6. Get in touch with yourself and let go of judgment. 7. Practice being present. 8. Get comfortable with uncertainty. 9. If you enjoy our content and would like to stay updated with our latest videos, please like, share and consider subscribing to our YouTube channel. 9. Your support means a lot to us. 10. Thank you so much for watching.